Okay, so today we're going to be talking about hydration. Not how much or what you should be drinking or anything scientific like that, because what the fuck would I know? But I'm going to be talking about hydration in terms of what you should use for hydration. More and more races are going cup free, so unless you don't want to drink along the way, you're going to at least need something. So I'm going to go through some of the options. I hear a lot about people talking about oh, what do you use? What should I use? And I'm going to tell you just quickly, some of the options are available. I'm sure there's more, and the ones that I've tried and what I do and don't like about them. So the first one we've got is the good old handheld. Now this is an older style. What I like about this is that there's an actual cover on the bottle. So my hand isn't up against the bottle. That means the drink stays cooler a little bit longer. And this one's got a little zip here with things so you can put your key in. I don't mind it. I like there's some where you just have to hold on to them all the time. I'm not a huge fan of that. I feel like it would be just, take some effort. This one here, you sort of hang on to it, but you can also sort of just kind of loosely hold on to it and not worry about it too much. It's not going to drop out of your hand. So that's a handheld. Pretty good if you only need a small amount of hydration along the way. Rip the top off, fill it up, and off you go. So pretty easy to use. Right, second option, if you need a bit more water, well, I guess these vary, but this one here takes 2 bottles. So this is the thing that goes around your waist. There's a bottle here, another bottle goes in here, and then there's quite a big section here to store stuff. So this one here, like I say, goes around your waist. It obviously, because there's 2 bottles, depending on how much liquid you put in them, obviously it's a little bit heavier. The upside is you can put water in one and a sport drink in the other, if that's what you'd like to do. I quite like having access to different kinds of things along the way. But that one, like I say, sits on your waist. So depending on whether or not you like the feel of that and the weight along your waist, that's another option. Speaking of waists, this is the other one. This is like a classic road runner's belt, isn't it? It's like a fuel belt. Comes with, this one here's got 4 spots for bottles. I've just got 2 of them on here. Again, they're quite small. So yeah, you can have different drinks in different ones. You don't have to use all 4. Sometimes I'll run with this around my waist and just use 2 bottles because that's enough for the race. Maybe one with water, one with a sport drink in there. Some of them come, this one's got a little pouch and you can get extra pouches so you could put gels or something like in there. This one's not as popular on the trails, it's more popular on the roads, but I still quite like it and use it every now and then. Other options. Hydration pack, of course, this one's seen better days now, but this is one of my older ones. The good thing about a hydration pack, of course, is that you can normally have a bladder that holds somewhere between 1 to 2.5, maybe even 3 litres if you need it. And these days, some of them come with, chest strap bottles and all that sort of stuff. I'm actually going to do a separate video on hydration packs and go through what to look for in that. So I'm not going to talk too much about them. Suffice to say, if you need to carry other stuff, hydration packs are good. Or for me, I'd actually rather carry the weight distributed over my shoulders, so the weight sits on my back, rather than around my waist sometimes, depending on what the race is, how long, and all that sort of thing. So, and of course you can take more water with you. If you've got the chest strap bottles as well, means you can try different drinks in those and then just have water in your bladder, the backpack bladder I mean. But yeah, so that's backpacks. Now I'm going to tell you about a couple of little low-tech ones. So I see people running just with a water bottle. I know a guy who uses a tyre tube, a bike tyre tube, and just ties the bottle around his waist, ties the tube around his waist and sticks the bottle in. One of the things that I often do, this is not necessarily recommended, but I often run with the good old bum bag, if you're in America, the fanny pack as it's known. One of the reasons I do that is because I quite often run with cameras. So I obviously put one camera in here, sometimes I've got another camera in here, there's a little pouch here. And what I'm able to do is those fuel belts that I was talking about before, this is actually big enough that I can stick one of those in there. I've even got another little pouch attached to it, which I bought separately. So yeah, I can put maybe even 2 in there, and then obviously my cameras and my other bits and pieces. If you don't already have a fuel belt, This is not the environmentally friendly talk. This is just the how do I not die of dehydration on the trails or while I'm running talk. You can buy one of these things. So this is a kid's drink. This one here is a pop top. What is it, 250 mils, so they're quite small. You can either drink the little fruit drink that's in there or tip it down the drain, but then what you've got is quite a small one, like quite a handy little one. So you could carry it if you want in your hand, pop it, fill it up, refill it. I think because it's plastic, you probably don't want to use it forever. It's not designed to, last forever. But I can pop one of those in my bum bag as well quite easily. So as you can see, it fits in there super easy. I can have a little bit of energy drink, sport drink, that's what I mean, and grab it. So that's something that I use quite often because it suits me with cameras and other bits of gear. And then here's the last little one. You ready for this? You've probably not seen one of these before. This thing here is called a Hydra pouch. So it's got a little clip on the back so you can actually clip it onto your shorts or your belt or whatever. It opens up like this. So it's a little, sort of rubber, it's a bit like a jellyfish, a rubbery thing. And it's designed so that when you get to a water stop, you pop open the top. There's no lids or anything like that. It's just got a seal on it. Right, I think you can see that. So you pop it open, you fill it up with water, and when you let it unsqueeze, it doesn't seal completely, but it's got a fairly tight seal, and then it's got a little spout on it. So instead of trying to juggle with a cup or pinch a cup and try and do that, you can run off with this in your hand. The water doesn't all flop out of it because it's mostly sealed across the top. And then you can drink out of it like that. So these are really handy little things. I've been using these a little bit lately. I might even run with a pack, but only take a little bit of backup water. And then when I get to a drink stop, pop open the Hydra pouch, chuck a bit of water, run straight off, no dicking around, and then have a drink out of the Hydra pouch. So there you go. Backpacks, belts, handhelds, all sorts of options. One of those should suit you. There's nothing that suits everybody for all the time. I think there's this idea that you go, oh, what's the best thing to use? The best thing to use is whatever suits you in that particular race. And the more you run and the wider range of runs that you do, you'll probably find that there's no such thing as a one size fits all even for you, because shorter races, longer races, races when it's hotter, races when there's more or less support stops are going to need all different kinds of things. So you'll probably find you end up using multiple different solutions for hydration. But there you go, there's a few things to consider. If you can, borrow one off someone and try it and see what you think. That's always a good way to get a vibe for it. Even if you don't do it in a race, just carry it or put it around your waist. Make sure you put water in there so you can feel what it's like with the weight in there. Don't just wear it empty to get a feel for it. And yeah, that's the main thing. All kinds of things. Try what works for you for whatever race you're doing. Be awesome to each other. See you later.